How's it digging my shovels? This is Spade here, and today I got a Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi Battle Under Your Style. This one was against Swordman. I went through some old battle folders and found this match that I had a while back, several months ago, in my live stream, and I thought it was really interesting when I looked back to it, so that's why I decided to post it today. And this team that I'm using today was given to me by someone by the name of Warp, so thanks to him if he's actually watching, even though this already happened like several months ago. But yeah, I don't think I've posted any matches with this team, so I guess we could quickly go through this team. So what we got going on here is a Choice Scarf Mienshao, Specially Defensive Rhyperior, Life Orb Shaman, Life Orb Houndoom, which I especially really like because it's running the triple Dark Stab set, and then we got the essential Rapid Spin support for Crobat and Houndoom in form of Blastoise, and then Crobat itself, which I do believe is running the Stall Breaker set, if I am not mistaken. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this match, and I'm actually just going to lead off with the Mienshao, because being Scarf and all, I can just go from U-turn, no matter what kind of the matchup is, and yeah, he actually leads off with the Claydol, so that's not too bad. I get a heavy hit on him, and then I'm just going to be going into my Blastoise, because I do have the Rapid Spin, because, yeah, obviously he's going to go for the Stealth Rocks, and not to mention I have a super effective stab move against him in the form of Scald, and I actually decided to go for the Scald, because I was thinking if he's gonna be that guy who's gonna switch in his spin blocker, which is Golurk, into Blastoise. Some people tend to do that, like with Chandelure too, so I was just decided to play it safe, and he actually goes into his Raikou. I do get the burn, which is kinda nice, although he's a special attacker, so it doesn't really matter too much, but residual damage is always good. But then a double switch happens. I was thinking Volt Switch, so I go into Rhyperior. He actually goes into his Machamp, and I know I can take one hit, so I decided to take my chance and hopefully set up my Stealth Rocks. But he obviously has the Dynamic Punch. He confuses me, and of course I hit myself in confusion. And after the hit in confusion, I'm actually not gonna be able to live another Dynamic Punch if he gets the same kind of damage roll. So I'm gonna switch out, and I'm gonna go into my Shaman, and hopefully just get off a heavy hit in form of a Seed Flare or something. His Machamp is just kind of really a big nuisance to this team. But unfortunately, Shaman doesn't do anything because he crits me. So right off the bat, I'm having pretty bad luck here. And so I just have to go into Crobat because I just lose my Shaman to a crit. And I just really can't afford to overpredict because that Machamp is putting in some work. And I just decided to go for the Brave Bird, and he's actually going to go into his Arcanine. Seems to be really defensive, has the Intimidate and the Leftovers. So I wasn't really too scared of this thing, and I wasn't really sure what it was going to do, so I figured I should be able to stay in, because, you know, obviously he's running a defensive set, seeing how well he took the hit, despite the Intimidate and the fact that he has the Leftovers. Obviously defensive sets, so I decided to scout. He does go for the Toxic, predicting some sort of switch out. And now I decided to switch out and go into Rhyperior, as he keeps on predicting me to switch out, because, well, it's kind of a stalemate situation. I can't do much to him, but he can't do much to me, so he might as well go for it, right? And he does. However, he does end up missing the Toxic. But it actually turns out that he's packing the Hidden Power Grass, but thanks to the Solid Rock ability and the fact that this Rhyperior is specially defensive, I'm able to take the hit and finally set up my Stealth Rocks, which is really nice, especially against this Arcanine, because it is so freaking bulky, so getting off that 25% upon the switch-in is definitely nice. But now I figured I could go in my Blastoise, because, you know, the worst thing he can do is that Hidden Power Grass, which isn't really going to do too much anyway. So I do want to try and get off the Rapid Spin, and he's most likely not going to go into that freaking Golurk. So yeah, go for the Rapid Spin, which is extremely nice for the Houndoom and the Crobat. And now, since the Toxic isn't racking up too badly yet, I figured I might as well go for the Scald. And also, I should be able to take that one Hidden Power Grass, and yeah, as you can see, like, it barely does, like, about 20%. Because, yeah, it's a non-stab Hidden Power Grass from one Arcanine, so yeah. Who would have stab Hidden Power? Maybe like Rotom Heat? No. No! Anyways, moving on, rambling, just Toxic racking up and boring stuff, so yeah, whatever. we move on. But Skull doesn't really do as much as I would want, and the fact that he's running the defensive set means that he most likely has the Morning Sun, which he is going to go for here, and I figure it would be a losing matchup. So I'm gonna take this chance and go into my Mian Shao, and the fact that he has this goal, he's definitely going to switch it in. So I decided to kind of take a risk here and go for the U-turn, but it was pretty obvious switch, and it does pay off because, yeah, get the momentum, get the U-turn, and get off the U-turn on the Golurk, and then I'm gonna be able to go into my Houndoom, and I'm just gonna be able to go for the Crunch. So this Houndoom is packing the triple Dark Stab in form of a Crunch, Pursuit, and Sucker Punch. Nice moves for every different kind of situation that you could imagine. And the Crunch pays off, get the kill on the Golurk, which is nice. Definitely gives more freedom to my Mian Shao. But now in comes the Machamp, and I just kind of have to sack my Rhyperior. It did, at least it was able to get off the Stealth Rock, so that's at least nice. But this Machamp is just way too big of a threat, so I do need to sack Rhyperior, unfortunately. And yeah, it does die off to a couple Stone Edges, but this does give me a chance to go into Crobat again. And yeah, I just kind of have to go for the Brave Bird again. I really don't want to overpredict, because then Machamp is, again, way too big of a threat. So go for the Brave Bird, as in comes the Arcanine. Coupled with the Stealth Rocks, I actually do get off a nice chunk of damage to him. And no, I do believe I'm just gonna... Yeah, yeah, I didn't U-turn or switch out yet. I'm gonna go for the Taunt, because I kind of just wanted to shut him down. And yeah, again, this is kind of a stalemate, because the worst thing he can do to me is the Flamethrower. He's not even packing Fire Blast or anything. So I can definitely take a hit, and I figured I would still shut him down before I U-turn out. And then I decided I would go into my Houndoom, because the worst thing he can do is Toxic. So yeah, get the Flash Fire boost on top of that, so that is pretty nice. And I decided to go for the Dark type move. Was pretty obvious, so what I decided to do is go for the Fire Blast. But he makes a nice play. Goes into his Ditto and gets the Flash Fire from me. I was really expecting that he would want to go into his Machamp, but then again, he was most likely fearing the Flash Fire boost, so he didn't want to do that. But I decided to scout what he's going to do, and he's actually going to go for the Crunch. And it was kind of looking iffy whether I would be able to live the next hit. And what I decided to do is just switch out. I guess I could have gone for the Sucker Punch, but it was just kind of risky. And what I probably should have done is gone for the Pursuit, the very least. But I figured since he's locked in, I decided I would just go into my Mian Shao and take a hit from that way. But he actually goes into his Arcanine, and I decided to go for the High Jump Kick, because I was thinking, first of all, I was thinking it would take him out from that range, but it actually doesn't. And the second reason was that if he wants to go into that Claydol, you know, I could definitely 2-hit KO that thing, as opposed to going for the Stone Edge, which would not be even, you know, stab, and then he would be able to take a hit and get off the Rapid Spin. And yeah, I didn't want that to happen, especially since my Stealth Rocker is dead. So right here, he realizes that I'm actually doing about the same amount as he's gaining from the Leftovers and the Morning Sun. So it's kind of a, it's not really a good matchup for him. So he does decide to go into his Claydol, which I am now able to 2-hit KO, which is what I wanted, and that is freaking great. But now he decides to risk the speed tie between his Scarf Ditto and my Scarf Mian Shao. And in the heat of the moment, I decided to stay in, because if I win the speed side, it's an easy win. I can just spam High Jump Kick and win. But I just end up losing the speed side, which puts me in a really difficult situation. And now I just kind of need to find out a new way of how I can play around the rest of his team, especially that Ditto now. Since he is Scarf, he's going to be able to transform into anything on my team and just outspeed me. And without my Scarf Mian Shao, that's gonna be a bit difficult. But anyways, decided to Brave Bird here with the Crobat, and he's just gonna go into his Raikou as a Death Foreign, and I just ended up finishing him off with the combination of the Brave Bird and the U-turn. And then I'm just gonna go into my Blastoise, because he still has that Machamp, and I would just kind of, well, basically that Machamp is going to destroy anything left on my team, and I figured that would be the best course of action. Just sacking Blastoise here, because he's not going to go in his Arcanine, or he's not going to go in his Ditto against the Blastoise. So he's going to go into Machamp, so that way I can just basically sack it, and then, you know, first of lure in the Machamp, sack the Blastoise, and then go into my Crobat again. So that's the game plan, and that's what I'm going to do here. And yeah, just going to go for the Brave Bird, but this unfortunately brings me down really low with the recoil, because I wasn't able to get off any prior damage to this Machamp, really. Not a heavy hit like from my Shaman, that would have been nice, but I didn't get that off. So the Brave Bird recoil does bring me down to a point where he's able to go in his Ditto and transform into me with the Imposter, and then just go for the Brave Bird, and from that range, that's definitely going to be more than plenty to take me out. And now my last Pokemon is the Houndoom, and I was really just thinking he would want to switch out, but he actually doesn't, because if he switches out, he would have been guaranteed to win, and obviously Sucker Punch was really obvious in this situation, especially since he knew my entire set. So I decided to go for the Pursuit, but he just goes for the Brave Bird, and he's going to be able to take me out, and that will be the game! And that was a really interesting match, and that Ditto just completely screwed me over in this match. And that's definitely how you play Ditto. He was able to play it really well. He was able to take full advantage, and there was that unfortunate speed tie, but that's what happens in Pokemon sometimes. But that was definitely a bravo for the Ditto for my opponent's part. So bravo to Swordsman, and yeah, I think that will be all for today. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the match. I have really nothing special to ramble about today, so yeah, that's gonna be the match, and thanks for watching, and until next time, this is TheFlamingSpade signing out. Peace!